Welcome to Panda Head Studios. Now that you're here, don't forget to join the Panda Force by smashing that subscribe button. Today I'm talking about Immortal Hulk issue 3. This issue was it's kind of hard to describe in the sense of like it wasn't like the last two where it's a story where the reporter McGee, who's been like following the Hulk in the previous two episodes and investigating him, is interviewing four people about the aftermath of an event that where the Hulk fought another gamma powered person. And the first person she's interviewing is a cop. And when he's telling the story, it has like a very classic comic book style, like the golden age of comic books or the silver age. And then she interviews a bartender, and he's got more of like a very penciled and uh, probably a comic book you'd see that, like someone in middle school drawing, probably indicating some sort of alcoholism. I don't know. I wasn't too fond of that particular style. And then there's an old lady, and everything is like very bombastic and pretty and colorful and bright. And she talks to a priest, and everything's like dark and more in the style of like contemporary comic books, or maybe like an Alan Moore thing, but with more color. And like the story with the when she's interviewing the cop, he tells the story to where like it really looks like that classic look, like the villain is in like an over the top cop villain costume, and it's not really all that memorable. But like just the art style is really all I really remembered, because the story was just kind of lame. Because I'm in it for Hulk or Bruce Banner or something direct, like so of people I cared about. Where this McGee character really doesn't hold my interest. But I loved that it had like these converging stories. And the cop tells about basically coming up to the where the incident happened and seeing the guy, and then it jumps to the bartender telling about him getting into some sort of altercation with someone and having really lame dialogue, but it's in the style. It's like it's all like the shifting styles, which was kind of jarring as a reader. And then when she's talking to the old lady, like she talks about the villain who's like turns out it like kidnapped some girl. Was like he just looks pretty. She described him looking like James Dean. He got slick back hair. And then when the priest talks about him, like it's more like it's just deranged, dark. It feels like it's like a stormy night. And he's just like, and the priest is just horrified and kind of trying to be a priest to the guy who's holding people hostage and shooting gamma beams out of his fingers. And then it goes to another part where it kind of starts jumping between their perspectives as opposed to being like an order. Like each piece of the story is being told by a different person. So the style kind of reflects that. And then it ultimately leads the Hulk smashing into the church and attacking the guy. And the more the guy shoots at Hulk, the more powerful he becomes, because shooting gamma rays at the Hulk. Gamma energy. It's like shooting a sunbeam at Superman. You're not gonna work out. You're just making the guy stronger. And he like sees the Hulk as the devil, and then the Hulk like says, "I am the devil." And like that whole story was, it just felt completely out of place in the sense of like where they had been taking it. But it's kind of it seems like they're still trying to stick to this kind of waxing nostalgic for like the Hulk, where he's just like a wandering hero who just kind of pops into a place and solves whatever problem, like Kane in Kung Fu, or like the Hulk show from the 80s, or and probably older Hulk comics. Not that I'm super familiar with those. And then to close out the comic, they have Sasquatch talking to someone where he's being recruited by Alpha Flight for some sort of gamma purposes because he's a gamma hero. And but he had lost his powers to be Sasquatch, but they show like a reflection of him being Sasquatch, because if you didn't know, he was Sasquatch. But it's like talking about Alpha Flight, you should you should know about Sasquatch. And that's literally where the issue ends. There's not too much I have to say about it positively or negatively, besides that it just kind of happened. And I'm not really interested in that, even though I really liked the style of it, how it had these intersecting stories, but it just felt out of place for what they'd been doing in the previous two issues. And they never do it again. But that's pretty much it for this issue. I still would recommend you read this one just so you kind of see the story beats and the little beats, even though you really only need to read the last 2 pages to have any idea what's going on, because Mickey adds nothing to the story and kind of fades away when she actually helps. But thank you for watching. It's all for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And when you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button. And now that you're part of the Panda Force, hit that bell icon for future orders. And if you would like to join me gaming, follow me on Twitch. And for updates, follow us on Twitter.